Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the power of focusing on self-love after loss and trauma, and why it's not just healing but it's transcending. When we go through loss and trauma, whether it's the loss of a friendship, a relationship, a loved one, a dream, or even a version of ourselves, something inside us feels like it's fracturing, like we're actually breaking. We don't just lose what we loved, we often lose a sense of ourselves in the process. But what if I told you, as spiritual beings, we can't break? That the path back to ourselves begins with self-love. Not the fluffy or cliche kind, but the deep-rooted kind that reignites you, that reignites that inner flame. So welcome back to anyone new here. My name is Anne-Marie. I've helped individuals find meaning and healing in their lives to reclaim their inner power and inner light after loss and trauma. If you want to work with me, my details are below in the description box. So firstly, let's look at how loss has a way of stripping us bare. Loss and trauma have a way of pulling everything to the surface. Your fears, your insecurities, your self-doubt, your old wounds that you thought you had outgrown and overcome and even healed. It's confronting, sometimes brutally so. And this is where self-love is essential. And though it's the simplest concept, it is the most difficult thing in practice. Why? Well, one of the reasons is because self-love isn't about pretending that everything is fine. It's acknowledging that I'm hurting, but I'm going to keep rising anyway. I'm going to keep picking myself up, keep dusting myself off, and keep taking another step forward. Because I can. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself, but I will be kind to myself. So it's about being honest and raw and authentic. And that's what frightens people. It's choosing to reinforce your foundation on self-worth and integrity, rather than on the approval or presence of someone else. Self-love becomes the scaffolding that holds you up while your heart learns to love, your mind learns to open and become clear, and your soul learns to trust again. Another thing that's important is seeing self-love, how it helps you process, not suppress your pain. Because after loss, the instinct for many of us is to shut down, distract ourselves, or fill up the empty space with other people, other relationships, and pretend that we're okay. But genuine healing requires presence, not avoidance. It requires courage, not cowardice. Self-love says, I'm going to sit with myself through this. I'm going to feel it to heal it. I'm not abandoning myself anymore. When you choose self-love, you allow yourself to feel. You cry when you need to, you rest when you're exhausted, you reflect when your mind weighs heavy, you let your heart break open so that something more honest, more graceful, and more aligned with spiritual truth can come through. Self-love gives you the space to process the pain without becoming the pain. It allows you then to let go, to get over it, to get on with it in a stronger, wiser, yet softer and gentler way. And another really good, important thing to remember is how self-love reconnects you with your true spiritual identity. Because loss and trauma often forces you to confront a question that you didn't even expect to ask yourself. Who am I now? When something or someone leaves your life, it can feel like parts of your identity went with them. That's why grief feels so destabilizing. But this intense disruption is sometimes necessary to shake us awake. Self-love helps you let go of that deep attachment and gently guides you back to you. It reconnects you with the parts of yourself that you may have abandoned. It helps you reclaim your power, reclaim your light, reclaim your voice, reclaim your boundaries. It reminds you that you existed before the loss and trauma, and you will continue to exist because soul cannot be destroyed. Self-love is the key back to truth, back to the you before you were buried underneath all that pain. Another really good thing to remember is that how self-love allows you to transform the story. Loss and trauma can easily become the moment where we define ourselves by what traumatized us, by what hurt us. But self-love gives you the courage to rewrite your story. Instead of "this destroyed me," you begin to say "this reshaped me." Instead of "I lost myself," it becomes "I met myself again. I found myself again." Self-love doesn't erase the pain, but it changes the meaning of it. You start seeing the strengths that you've displayed, the resilience you didn't even know you had, the clarity that emerged from that silence, and the lessons hidden inside that heartbreak. It turns your suffering into wisdom and your wounds into understanding. Another important thing about self-love, it allows you to rise stronger, not harder. Pain can harden you and make you bitter, or it can deepen you and make you sweeter with firmer boundaries. Self-love is the choice that keeps your heart open and flowing, even after it was hurt. It teaches you healthy boundaries instead of walls, discernment instead of fear, hope instead of bitterness or sourness, and a deeper compassion for yourself and for others. Self-love doesn't just help you to survive loss and trauma. It helps you to rise from it. You don't return to who you were. You evolve into someone wiser, stronger, and softer. A beautiful, beautiful space to be if you allow yourself that process. And if you're walking through that loss or that trauma right now, firstly, please know you are not alone. And let this be a reminder. You're not lost. You are finding and reclaiming yourself. And self-love isn't selfish. It's a gift to the world. Because world change starts with self-change. World love starts with self-love. It's the bridge that carries you from where you were to who you were always meant to be. You deserve to heal, you deserve to rise, and you deserve to meet the version of yourself that waits on the other side of this for you. So, as always, lots and lots and lots of love from my heart to you.